physicists, astrophysicists, scientists, electrical engineers talking about an entirely different model where everything is interconnected by these fucking plasma filaments. Okay,
Mm.
and they're
Almost like
connected.
fascia within our body. It looks exactly
Yes,
like
and
fascia.
then when I started seeing the fucking shit everywhere, like here, for example, those filaments ultimately are just a positive and a negative charge intertwining together, creating
Mm.
this fucking vein that's riding through space. And here's an example of a large one around a star, but they get as big as fucking plasma jets coming out of the polar ends of galaxies, dude, all the way down to a DNA helical
I was just
current.
gonna say that looked reminded me very much of a double helix of DNA
Yes.
strand,
So
or the
this
snakes
this
that
is
go around the
what's
rod for the medical symbol,
yes, the caduceus. So
which
this is what's
Kundalini
called.
is
This
right
is
there
the
too, right?
fucking secret to everything. It's
Yep.
literally passing the consciousness from plasma body to plasma body. So
And they hide
these
it. They hide it right in the symbolism. Like the
yeah,
medical symbol shows the rod with the two snakes, aka the channels within our
yeah.
body, the nadis, like
And
shows that.
so the WHO, that evil ass group that's trying to kill us all, they use the same. They use the staff, but then one current pointed down like this, like a snake. So it's very telling too. It's like
Mhm.
the negative polarity only going up the spine, facing down, meaning it's looking down towards the ascension root chakra.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's telling too. But yeah, so the medical caduceus staff is based on Hermes, which was bringing light body activation to the ancients, ancient occult symbolism. But yes, this goes all the way back, the symbolism to fucking Enlil and Enki, positive and negative currents. And the Sumerians were displaying the Birkeland current. A lot of times the ancients use symbolism of snakes because it's just universal, transcends space and time. And a snake is a literal perfect manifestation of an energy current with just
Yep.
like a spine with a brain on it, just fucking
Yep.
swimming like energy.
Yep.
And so they use that. But so it was, I started seeing these currents literally everywhere that interconnect into stars, that then interconnect into planets. And this is this giant cosmic web. Oh my God, I started seeing evidence for God now in a scientific way, in a palatable way, because I was left brain polarized. And
Mhm.
so then I just fell deeper down into that understanding. And I eventually came across what are called toroids, which
Yep.
are
Toroidal field. Yep.
essentially, remember, we saw those currents. Well, here's the currents. This is how they come in to create an egg. So the currents then came in here from above and below. When they meet and when they perfectly implode into a 0 point, they create an inhabitable egg, like an electrical
Infinite.
node.
An infinity.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so then I just started seeing how these currents were then created, nesting into these toroids, and then this is how the consciousness was basically staying for a while and inhabiting, creating like a node, like a living space, like an egg, like the Earth,
Yep.
basically, or the
Yep.
sun,
That's the
or a
electrical
neuron.
component, but in vortex-based mathematics, they show that, and then they also have the magnetic component of 3 and 6, with 9 being right in the middle too.
Yes, nine is everything. Nine is the way out, basically.
Right.
It's like the portal out. But yeah, so I love that you said that, man. I'm like thinking about posting this entire video if you don't mind, but maybe
No,
not. We'll
absolutely,
see.
man.
We'll see.
Absolutely. You might have to edit some of the stuff I pulled out
No,
of time. You know.
I'm not going to post it all then because I don't want to edit anything.
Okay.
I'm lazy, dude. I can't edit very well.
Well, send it over. I could edit it or whatever you want, man. Actually, a matter of fact, that's another point I wanted to make too, was that like I'm very much about the work you're trying to do, and I first recognize that as much as I want to help others, I need to occupy a certain level of self first so I can pour from that cup.
Hell
My
yeah.
whole life I've tried to help people, but then I end up like I'm at the expense of myself and I empty out myself. I'm like, okay, I need to reach a certain level within inside of myself, and then I can like really do the
Dude.
work I came here to do.
Well, you got excellent oratory abilities, so I think you're meant for some really big shit. So,
Well, that's the
hell
thing.
yeah.
I hope it's going to be something collaborative, man, because we're all in this together. It's not for me. It's nothing about ego, man. I'm here, just like you're here. We're here to like continue the catalyst for this growth new, into the new. Something that came up when you were talking about the dark side, that I sort of just realized I wanted to run it past you real quick, man. Was what about if like the dark cabal is playing out their role for all of us, and essentially eliciting suffering on us for us to basically play out the same story that Jesus did and his ascension into Christ consciousness. Because it's like everyone thinks Jesus is like Jesus Christ, but it's like, yeah, he's just Jesus or Jesus who ascended into Christ consciousness. Christ is its own thing. Like it, and so like, what about if the cabal is actually doing us a really big favor by granting us the opportunity, the same way the Romans did him, where the cabal is offering us the same thing, and we're just going to do the same thing he did and rise to Christ consciousness as well. That's just something that came to me. What's your thought on that?
Oh no, that's a real thing. So this is how they justify all the
Like that's the
evil.
whole story, right? So I'm like, hey, thanks actually for doing that. Thanks for being
Yeah, so
the other side that was
one of the
necessary for us to evolve to Christ consciousness.
one of the biggest groups that take that ethos in and are aware of that. See, they have to have a certain level of understanding of the spiritual laws.
Yeah,
Um, and a lot of psychopaths just don't know that. They ultimately are being selfish and trying to fulfill their own shit, their own needs. But there
oh yeah.
are levels of evil, bro, that are very spiritually powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And so a group that became aware of that is actually called Sabbatean Frankism. And
Mm-hmm.
they their understanding was the more evil we become, the faster God comes and fixes everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you it's kind of a cop out to a degree because when we're talking about like raping and killing children and shit like that, like I'm not going to be like, oh, they're just fulfilling a character for a simulation. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
Even though
sure.
ultimately they are, because we're all eternal and we're not
You,
just the flesh. And but it's still nonetheless it gets into a heavy kind of
sure, of course.
consideration there. But
Do you think that God is separate from evil though?
so this is a big thing that yeah,
That's where
this is a
I'm still like kind of torn between two ideologies. One is like
check it
good
out,
and evil, God and Satan,
bro. You
right?
can see
Dark,
it.
polarity.
Look here.
But then
Like
there's the oneness factor, right?
is
There's like,
that
hey, it's
God?
all one thing. So go ahead, go ahead.
Is that fucking God right there, or is that God? Right? Is that the question? Like the void is the void part of the whole of God? And I think that the answer is electrical capacitance. So basically, the more incoherent something becomes, the more disconnected from the whole it becomes. But
Sure.
ultimately, it's never fully disconnected. It can
Correct,
always
correct,
reconnect. But that
correct.
being said, it's still separate to a degree through waveform physics. The particle is the base of the waveform scale, where it's such a low vibration and frequency that it's literally separated, dude, into
Mm-hmm,
particles. And then the
mm-hmm.
higher up it goes, the more coherent, interconnected it becomes. This also equates on the emotional scale from fear to bliss.
Yep.
So, like, it's never fully disconnected, but it is disconnected to a degree, definitely.
Right. That's
So,
the
I mean,
dichotomy. It's both at the same time.
yeah, and a lot of these entities, look, these demons are feeding on the root chakra for a reason. That's because that's the only frequency
And the
they
solar
can
plexus. Yeah.
resonate with. So they're
Yep.
disconnected to a degree, incoherently, electrically incoherent. And but I think ultimately they could always like through morality, through surrender, forgiveness, collect more, connect back to the source. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's a lot of broken plasma bodies out there, bro. Like some evil motherfuckers. And but I think that they can reconnect if they really. I talk to these motherfuckers, these demons when they're attacking me in my out of body experiences, and I'm like, you're like a bug, dude. Like you think you're strong and you're this big bad predator, but you're really not. You're like a an insect, and you have to
Yep.
use trickery, illusion, deceit. Why is
Yep.
that? Why
Right.
why is that? That's because you're parasitic, and when I find you out, and when I and remember my true power, you just don't stand a chance. And then I start getting these like chills all over my body and shit. And then I'm just like, reconnect, brother,
Right.
reconnect. You
Right.
can be forgiven. And I'll start saying shit like that. And then I get all
Yes.
these electrical, like, all through my
Yes.
body. And I'm just like,
Rather than battling the evil, you're actually like you're fighting it and at the same time serving it, right? Like that. I want to tell you a story that I remember. Like one time, like I was self-inducing through breath work, like some pretty hypersonic states, and my buddy, like he kind of like channeled in this like kind of like dark energy, and he started to like pull on my field, bro, and I could feel him pulling on it. And at first, I started to feel hostile. I'm like, yo, you're like totally leeching off my field, dude. Like, what the hell? And I can like see the entity like kind of creeping, and he's like, the entity's kind of using him to like siphon off of my energy field. And at first, I got real combative and defensive and shit. And then my higher self like channeled in and was just like, dude, just give him what he wants, but give it to him like this. And it like showed, it like moved through, dude. I like channeled like the energy of an entire sun like into a little BB in my hands. I flick it at him, dude, and he just like keels over. He's like, he can't handle the amount of energy, and he's just like laughing hysterically. And then the demonic entity just like sort of like evaporated away. And then from that moment, I'll never forget. I'm like, oh, it's not about fighting these things or like resisting or like being like, no, you can't have this. It's like, no, like, know how abundant and powerful you really fucking are, and just like put all that fucking sun right into like a fucking BB
Oh
and like
yeah.
shoot it at him. Give him what he wants. Give him 10, 20,000 X what he wants. Like, he can't handle that much light.
No,
Here
they
you go.
can't.
You want
I
light?
can't.
Here you go.
I
Like,
can't even
I
handle that
just
much.
nothing, bro. You want some light and love? There you go, baby. Like,
They really yeah, it is repulsive to the lower vibrating entity. They can't even handle that
because they
shit. It's
want
like,
your light and love, but they only want it like in a certain like dose, right? If you just overdose them,
yeah,
what the fuck? Like,
well,
yo,
they
you
need
want
it
some? You get the whole
compressed.
shit, bro.
They need it compressed through the human chakra system and then funneled
Yes.
into the frequency of the root chakra and fear.
Mm,
That's all they can
mm.
take.
Like you were saying with the root dissipating out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They need it. They need it to be like
Yes.
fractaled out.
They need
Yeah,
it to
yeah,
be
yeah.
fractured, particled out so they can consume it. And unfortunately, this equates to the emotional scale as states of fear,
Mm-hmm.
agony, all the negative emotional states. It
Yep.
literally needs to be broken down so that it can become
Yeah.
palatable to them. And
Almost like
so,
pre-digested with like our actual food. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so when you internally go in with that fucking infinite ability you have to just transmute energy, pull in on insane amounts of energy, and then filter it up into a state of gratitude or bliss or love or
Yeah.
whatever,
I just
you can.
literally gave him love. I was like, yo, here you
They
go. Like,
can't. They can't do it. They can't
he
digest it.
couldn't handle it. Like, he was laughing and the entity was out, bro. It was like, yo, peace out. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So the only reason he was inhabitable in the first place by that entity is because he had a broken torus field. Like there was holes in it to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, all the drugs do put our energy field into certain configurements, which oftentimes can create holes in certain areas for these entities to come in.
Yeah.
And namely alcohol, alcohol, the body-eating spirit,
Spirits.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, spirits. So that's a big one that fractures the energy field, and these fuckers literally come in and joyride you. They really
Mm-hmm.
do. They come in, especially when you're blacked out. Like I even had an
Literally and
alt.
figuratively. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an alternate personality. My his name was Jimmy Joe. He would come out when I was blacked out drunk, and I wouldn't be like stumbling or anything. Perfectly sober, different eyes, and just wanted to do crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, oh,
Yep.
They'd be like, oh, Jimmy Joe's here, like a literally demonically possessed, bro.
Yeah.
And
No,
and
I've
it was
experienced that
insane.
too.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so everything it all has to do with waveforms in the auric field and the electrical energy moving through it and the frequency it's at. Like they're literally trying their fucking hardest to divide us down and beat us down into the lowest frequency so they can continue to use us as a battery source. It's really crazy. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get back into. I can't remember where I was. Fuck. But
Yeah.
oh
Kind
yeah,
of.
yeah. So the toroidal field was everything to me. It was a perfect geometry, which showed me it's not chaotic, it's not random. Like this torus field is taking in these currents and then it implodes and then it free flows and it sustains like a negentropic figure eight looping. It's like a free energy device, right? Which to
Yep.
me was like the total opposite of death and decay or evil. So this to me was God. And then when I started to see the fucking thing scaled all the way from the size of a galaxy all the way down to a DNA current, right?
Sure.
And everything in
Macros,
between.
micro. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was just like, oh my God, it is all interconnected.
Mm-hmm. As
There
above,
is
so
a
below.
intelligent design here moving through. How is this working? Well, it's an electric universe. And then I noticed the more coherent the plasma bodies were, it seems the more they could download the consciousness. And what is that all about, right? So, and then I was like, oh my God, so consciousness or God is literally like coming through to this dimension and playing with the matter like clay through these electrical fields. And this is how, and using sacred geometry as like building blocks really. And
Mm-hmm.
so out of I had to figure it out, and I had to go inside and turn it on. I became obsessed with this dude, and I started to become obsessed with the multiple ways that the consciousness was incarnating through electrical currents. So if you think about it, positive, negative, electromagnetic, man, woman. Well, it's not just the polars; it's positive, negative, neutral. So the neutral is huge. I started becoming obsessed with this trinity, like especially the neutral. The neutral aspect was the key. I felt like.
Yes.
And then I started seeing how this thing manifests in all life forms, and especially the human body. And I was like, holy fuck. So we have a left brain, a right brain, right? The left brain is like particles out, analytics goes outward, electro,
That's good.
positive.
Yep.
And then the right brain is much more empathetic and abstract and intuitive and shit like that. So magnetic, negative
Feminine.
current. And
Yep.
then I was like, I saw the heart, bro, and the brain, and that was the biggest one for me. The most powerful manifestation of these polarized energies in the human body expressing itself. Especially when I saw the arterial system, how it was a literal tree that branches up the front of the human being. And then the nervous system connected to the brain, which is a literal tree that branches up the back. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I became aware of all the electrical fields in the body, the iron in the blood, the cerebral spinal fluid. I wasn't fully aware of plasma yet and how it worked through water or structured water. But that later would be a huge key. I did know, of course, because everyone talks about it. Oh, well, did you know we're like 90% water? So, but I wasn't fully aware how that
It could be
incorporated into it.
programmed. Yeah, water is a container and a reflector of everything. You could like
Yeah.
freeze the water crystals, like say things to it, or even you can superimpose an image over the water crystals, freeze them, and it'll fucking show that shit, man. It's
And so
crazy. Water is
when you
massive.
consider the fact that it's white light coming out of the sun and we're literally refracted like a light being, like a rainbow, that's really insane too to think about. But I at the
Yeah, I always
time,
try to bless my water when I drink it. Like I'll
yeah,
say like
it
there's
does
angels.
change it.
Yeah,
It changes it
yeah,
for
big
sure.
time, big
I got
time.
I got water all around here with crystals in it and shungite and all kinds of shit.
Oh
So
shit.
that's what I started doing too. I started like fucking with water, making holy water, blasting water with
Yes.
frequencies and tones. I got a little woo woo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, so
No,
I went
man. No,
from
get into it.
this science is what I needed to balance me. I was a super atheistic skeptic, and then so now I started getting more into like woo woo shit, right? And I was just trying to find center the whole time, but then it was sacred geometry, resonance, vibration, sound, cymatics, the Tesla stuff. Then I started seeing the occult wisdom lining up with this modern new science, like the Hermeticism, the laws of gender and polarity, and I started to see the occult were talking about these electrical forces. So now I had evidence here that there was something here. And then, of course, the Vedic shit with the yoga and the fucking chakra system, they're talking about this shit for like 8,000 fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw in Leland Anki, they're talking about it like 9,000 years. I'm just like, what the fuck? And I just, all of a sudden, I got too much. I noticed there was too much data. There was too much to download. So something told me, go inside and
Yeah.
don't search for it anymore outside. Go internally and try to turn it on. And so I started laying there in my room, bro. And my heroin dealer gave me a fucking chakra poster, and I noticed there was these balls, right? These 7 balls. And then, so remember, I'm looking at the Birkeland current that's going like this through the human
Mm-hmm.
body. And I noticed wherever this positive and negative, what they call in the East Ida Pingala, whenever it comes into a perfect twist, it creates this Vesica Piscis portal, which is where they're saying a chakra
That's the
is.
0 point.
Yes, it's basically another little toroid here, in the very center
Yes.
of its 0 point is the Vesica Pisces portal. But
Mm-hmm.
in the East, they rarely ever talk about the full energy field. Okay, so they call it a chakra, which is basically a polarized vortice coming out of the toroid. So the crown chakra is vertical, has a plasma cone or chakra coming out like this, and then the other one's inside of you. And then when it gets to your head, it goes horizontal. One out the front and the
Mm-hmm.
back, horizontal, horizontal, horizontal. Then the root, once again, vertical. I started having all kinds of realizations here now, bro. Like, oh my God. This is when I found the soul, basically. Uh, this toroidal field is sucking in charge at all times, coming in, working, compressing it through the scalar wave down into a 0 point from above and below, right? They meet in the middle in the Vesica Piscis, that is your heart chakra. It implodes back out and creates these outer walls of the toroidal field. And the whole thing is spinning and then imploding, and just like a feedback loop. It
Yep.
keeps going, dude.
Just like a true toroidal. Yep, I know exactly what you mean. It's
But
going
but
out
this
and it's
is
coming in. Like,
this is when I started to have major epiphanies. It's basically your soul, your battery pack that you draw from to create anything and everything with this Maya, with this matter. So it's conducted through a great trinity that is manifested in you with, first and foremost, the brain, the attention, the mind. Okay. The
mm,
mind is always first, dude. But then I started to realize, oh
that's
my
the laws
God,
of mysticism, mentalism,
it's
first.
called tracking attention. It literally will focus the charge and its flow in your field to whatever, like a laser, wherever you're putting
Right.
your attention.
Yep.
And this is when I started trying to stimulate the chakras. So I noticed that I didn't feel shit, by the way, for like a week. And all I was doing was trying to put my mind down there where this root chakra is supposed to be on this diagram